If you're thinking about setting up an online store and you're staring at Shopify right now, wondering whether it's actually worth paying for or whether you're about to lock yourself into something you'll regret later, stop for a second and watch this first. Because here's the truth. The question isn't whether Shopify works. It does. Millions of businesses use it, from first-time entrepreneurs to some of the biggest e-commerce brands in the world. The real question is whether Shopify is worth it for you. And there is one part of the pricing that catches almost every new store owner by surprise. We'll get into that in a minute. But first, let me give you the honest picture. I've built stores on Shopify. I've watched friends launch businesses using it. And I've spent a lot of time reading what real store owners say after using the platform for months and even years. So think of this video as the answer I'd give you if we were sitting down for a coffee and you asked me, should I just go with Shopify? And yeah, and before we get into everything, if you decide Shopify is right for you, after watching, you will find the link in both the description and the pinned comment below. Shopify regularly offers new users a free trial followed by an introductory offer of around $1 per month for the first few months. So you can build and test your store without committing to the full subscription price right away. Now, let's talk about the problem Shopify actually solves. Because building an online store without a platform like this is a lot harder than most people expect. First, you need web hosting. Then you need a website builder. Then you need to connect payment gateways. Then you need security certificates. Then inventory management. Then shipping. Then you realize you also want to sell on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and maybe even in person. If you don't know how to code, you're either learning everything yourself or paying a developer thousands of dollars just to get started. For many people, the technical side becomes overwhelming long before they ever like make their first sale. In fact, a lot of businesses fail before launch simply because the setup process becomes too complicated. That's exactly the gap Shopify fills. Instead of spending weeks piecing together different tools, Shopify gives you a complete e-commerce platform where everything works together from day one. And the first major benefit is speed, right? You can have a professional looking online store live in an afternoon. No coding, no developer, no complicated setup process. Even complete beginners can launch stores that look polished and trustworthy. And that's important because your goal at the beginning isn't to create the perfect store. Your goal is to find out whether people will actually buy your products. Shopify lets you get to that stage incredibly quickly. The second major advantage is reliability. This sounds boring until your store starts getting real traffic. Imagine running a promotion, right? Launching a new product or having one of your videos go viral. The last thing you want is for your website to crash. One reason Shopify dominates the market is because the platform is incredibly reliable. Store owners constantly mention events like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and major product launches where traffic spikes dramatically. Yet, their stores continue running without issues. You're not just paying for software. You're paying for peace of mind. You're paying to know that when customers visit your store, your website will actually be online, right? Another huge advantage is the checkout experience. Shopify's checkout, right, especially Shop Pay, is widely considered one of the best checkout system available anywhere online, right? So basically, returning customers can complete purchases with a just few clicks, right? So no re-entering payment information, no long checkout forms, no unnecessary frictions. Okay? And this matters because Every extra step in the checkout process reduces conversions. Right? Many merchants report seeing higher conversion rates after enabling Shop Pay simply because buying becomes easier. Same product, same traffic, more sales. That's powerful. Shopify also excels when it comes to selling across multiple channels, right? Your website, Instagram shop, TikTok shop, Facebook shop, marketplaces, and even physical retail locations can all connect back to a single inventory system, right? Sell one item in store and inventory automatically updates online. No spreadsheets, no manually updating stock levels, no accidental overselling. For businesses operating across several sales channels, this alone can justify the subscription cost. Right? Another area where Shopify has improved significantly is the artificial intelligence, right? The AI. The platform now includes AI tools that can help write product descriptions, generate marketing content, improve product images, and assist basically with day-to-day store management, right? So instead of staring at a blank page wondering how to describe a product, right, you can generate a solid first draft in seconds. Over time, those small productivity gains save a lot of time. Now, let's talk about the part nobody tells you before signing up, the hidden cost. Because while Shopify based subscription price is fair, and many store owners eventually discover something known as the app tax. Here's what happens: you start with the basic plan, then you want reviews, you install an app, then email marketing, another app, then upsells, subscriptions, advanced analytics, loyalty programs, SEO tools. Before long, your monthly software bill has doubled or even tripled. To be clear, Shopify's massive app ecosystem is actually one of its greatest strengths, right? Almost any feature you could ever need already exists. But you should understand from day one that your real long term cost may be significantly higher than the advertised subscription price. Another important thing to know involves transaction fees, right? If you decide to use an external payment processor instead of Shopify payments, Shopify charges additional transaction fees on top. Right? Fortunately, the solution is simple. Use Shopify payments whenever it's available in your country, right? And those additional fees disappear. Knowing this upfront can save you a lot of time and money. And to be completely honest, Shopify isn't perfect for everyone. Okay? If you want total control over every aspect of your website, right? Particularly deep SEO customization or advanced design flexibility, platforms like WooCommerce may offer more freedom. Shopify prioritizes simplicity and reliability over complete customization. For most businesses, that's a worthwhile trade off, but it's something you should know before committing. So, who should actually use Shopify? If you are launching your very first online store, whether that's dropshipping, print on demand, homemade products, or your own brand, Shopify is one of the easiest recommendations available. It removes all of the technical complexity and allows you to focus on the only thing that really matters in the beginning: getting customers, testing products, making sales. And if you are already running growing business, managing multiple brands, or building stores for clients, Shopify becomes even more attractive. The platform scales exceptionally well. Many businesses start on Shopify with zero sales and continue using it all the way to millions in annual revenue. That's one of the reasons agencies and professional operators rely on it so heavily. Then they know they won't outgrow it anytime soon. The reason Shopify continues to dominate the e-commerce space isn't because of one single feature. Right? It's because of the combination: industry leading checkout, outstanding reliability, multi-channel selling, thousands of integrations, strong ecosystem support, excellent scalability. Most platforms force you to choose between simplicity and power. Shopify manages to offer both. And that's exactly why nearly every other e-commerce platform gets compared to Shopify rather than the other way around. So let's answer the original question. Is Shopify worth it? So we're gonna answer that question. For most people, building serious, basically, brand or online store, absolutely, right? So you can launch quickly, scale confidently, sell across multiple channels, and benefit from one of the best checkout experiences available online. Just go in with realistic expectations. Understand that apps can increase your monthly costs over time, and use Shopify payments whenever possible to avoid unnecessary transaction fees. If you do that, Shopify becomes a very easy recommendation. And if you want to try it for yourself, check out the link in the description and pinned comment below. You can start with Shopify's introductory offer. Build your store, test your products, and see whether e-commerce is right for you before paying the full monthly price. Now, here's my honest advice. Most online stores fail because they never get launched in the first place. Um, People spend months researching instead of building. You could keep watching videos, or you could have your store live by tonight. The only store that has a chance of succeeding is the one that actually exists. So if you're serious about starting, click the link below, right? Claim the introductory offer and start building. Thanks for watching.